y'all at, family? All the smoke is gone. Peace, peace. What's happening? Just politic and bullshit on this cold motherfucking day. Peace, Queen. Peace, Queen. How you doing today? Good to see you. Good to have you. It's cold as shit today. Well, depending on where you at. It's cold as shit for me though. How are you? Getting everything situated. You know. Just want to talk about something I thought. Hey, you making your money, handle your business. That's what we do out here. We make shit happen. So make it happen. I just come to talk about simple things, nothing too deep, just you know, something I think everybody goes through. Failure. Failure will do a lot to a person. What's the word? Denial or non-acceptance. I'm in Texas. Man, I had an opportunity to go to Texas uh, some years ago. The female I was with at that time, you know, she was getting tired of Ohio too. She was getting tired of the place, and she kind of dropped it on my head real quick. I knew she didn't want me to come. I already understood the dynamics, but I remember one day I came home from playing basketball with the homies, and she had a lot of shit packed, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's the move? What's going on? She's like, oh, I'm moving to Texas. You want to come? What? I got family here, and this is last month. She's like, well, yeah, I leave in a week. Notice the word she used. She said, I leave in a week. She already had her mindset. I leave in a week. You want to come? They like light skins out there. I'm like, no. Because the moment we argue and you kick me out that motherfucker, I'm asked out. So I didn't go, but I do want to move around a little bit. Do they like light skins out there? Y'all like light skins out there? Don't let the hair fool you. Once I trim up, motherfucker look good. Absolutely. That's why it doesn't make sense. I'm glad you made that point. The quality of life. The quality of life. Because it's not so cold. And that's why I laugh at people who celebrate New Year's in winter. Winter is death. Everything dies in the winter. The new life is spring. You know, like May, something like that. Something like that. So yeah, absolutely. They like light skins everywhere. Hey, yo, look. That's a good I'm glad you're here, Queen. I am so glad you're here. Because there's a saying that light skin is out, dark skin is in. That bullshit. That bullshit. I'm like, how does a people who placed the judgment to say who's in and who's out? Because as far as I'm concerned, and this is a personal thing, because we grown, we can talk. I get just as much play as anybody else. It has nothing to do with light skin, dark skin, but I was told, Texas like light skins. I don't see the understanding in light skins and dark skins and all that stupid shit. But hey, light skin is in as far as I'm concerned. I'm always in. But yeah, I just want to talk on failure. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I call everybody who walks in this stream or whatever stream I'm on, it's family. You have to be on matching frequency to some degree to be into my reality. You see what I'm saying? I only allow like frequencies into my reality. So we on the same frequency, Queen. Absolutely. But that's just division. That's just another sense of division. If you're not tall, girls like tall men. So now short men feel weird. Dudes like skinny girls, so now bigger girls feel weird. Just a bunch of dumb shit. Look, I done had my plate of of thicker chicks, skinnier chicks, tall chicks, small chicks, all chicks. None of that shit matters. It's frequency. Cause I'm the first motherfucker. The people that do know me and where I'm from that do know me, I don't care if you bigger. Now there's too big, where it's health issues, but I like meat on my bones, and I don't mind if you skinny in the same breath. I don't care if you light skin or dark skin. You know, if your energy matches. All right, give it to him. As long as you good people, I mean, then you in my circle. But see, those dynamics of division. Like there's certain dividers for each sex. You know what I'm saying? So for women, you gotta have this kind of hair, this kind of hair, that kind of hair. You gotta look like this, weight wise and shape wise, and dumb shit like that. And then for men, it's if you don't have a job or you don't have a car, nice clothes, or a big dick, shit like that is gender specific dividers. You know what I'm saying? Like I see that a lot. I don't hear that a lot because I don't talk to people, but I see that on social medias a lot. You'll have men trying to superimpose their perspectives on what a woman should be, which in turn downs every other female that sees that or hears that. And then vice versa. You have women who do that and say, well, if your dick don't hang this low, or your car ain't this nice, or your clothes ain't this fresh, or you ain't this tall, or you ain't this skin tone, da 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 da. Gender specifics. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. It should come down to what kind of person are you? That's it. I don't give a fuck if you're 7 foot tall as a female with a skinny body. No body, but just tall. It just don't make sense to me, bro. Like, because my motherfucking genetics didn't see fit for me to be 6'3" and 7'2" and shit. I'm off the list. Hell, fuck you then. Somebody like my little short ass. Uh, but no, it's just how you perceive it. You know, everybody, any and everybody's uh, can have their own opinion on shit and have their own perspectives on shit. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. It just is what it is. You got your own perspectives. Doesn't mean I gotta accept it. Doesn't mean I gotta appreciate it. Doesn't mean I gotta dislike it. Just it is what it is. Like I said on my last stream and every stream I've ever done, you're awesome. And that's as far as you need to take it. Once you start breaking down, I'm not this. You're doing too much. I hope that's a good thing. I hope that's a good thing. They seem like real good young men. Give me a second. Let me take this coat off. I had to help do this snow outside. All right, let me get back to where I was at. Comfortable. But yeah, man, it's just fuck all that. Hey, that shit's crazy to me. Because if it ain't sex dividers between genders, it's color codes and racism that we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much dumb shit, bro. It's just so much dumb shit. Like as a king, when I interact with people, and I didn't say colors, I just said people, I treat everybody accordingly. So if this motherfucker did you wrong, but I meet him and the motherfucker don't do me wrong off first interaction at least, I don't have any predisposed judgments of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude as far as I'm concerned until something happens to where, you know, it comes to light. But we're always separated. We're always divided. We always figure some way out to divide each other. Oh, that motherfucker, da da da. Here, da booba da ba di boo. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, you cool. Once you just understand how awesome you are, it really doesn't matter what people say. Oh, but you ain't got a tooth right there. Bitch, I'll smile right in your face. right in your face and force you to look at it if that's where your focus is, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has flaws, and within those flaws, that makes you perfect. Without those flaws, you wouldn't be you. You understand what I'm saying? So people gotta understand how fucking awesome they are, G. But this is what I wanted to speak on because it just hit me as like something that I've went through. Failure. Just failure. This is part of the ego. Failure affects the ego. Succeeding is ego. Failure is ego. It's all ego. You fail. Somebody turns you down. Like if I holler at a female and she turned me down, I'ma feel some type of way, or that's how it is. People feel some type of way from rejection, not understanding that you necessarily didn't get rejected because of you. You got rejected because that person's wants or needs, you don't, you can't bring those to the table. That's not a knock against you, because I mean you're not fit for everybody. Every shoe doesn't fit every foot. But we take it as this person dislikes me or doesn't want anything to do with me because something about me, which is furthest from the truth. That person is looking for certain things, and if you don't have those certain things, that doesn't make you flawed in this, or lesser or anything like that. That just means you're not what they're looking for, and that's fine. That is fine. Whatever sex it is, if a man walks up to a woman gets turned down, or a woman walks up to a man gets turned down, you don't have to feel some type of way against that person. You know, I walk up to a chick, I say, "Hey, beautiful, what's your name?" Da da da, boo boo boo. Oh, uh. I'm cool. The normal reaction that I've seen is, "Well, fuck you then, bitch." Right? That's because these people are dealing with ego. This is ego. This is self-esteem. The ego was hurt. I don't feel no type of way. I done been turned down. You have to get turned down to get that one yes. In business, I run my own business, and I'm studying into another business. But when I built my business, you know how many no's I got? I got so many. I got more no's starting my business than I've had in my life. Not everybody looks for what you have, specifically you. So when they say, "Oh, you don't have what I need," fine. That's okay. Walmart doesn't sell motherfucking every shoe that Finish Line does. I'm not gonna knock Walmart because of that. You see what I'm saying? Just simple things as this is one example. Uh, Dealing with the opposite sex and getting turned down. That's fine. Get turned down. You're not supposed to have what every single person on the planet needs. You can't do that. So for anybody who might see this, I know young people be on YouTube a lot as well. If y'all going to school and y'all got a crush on a chick or a dude and the motherfuckers turn you down, it ain't the end of the world, G. And what I found to be true through experience is a couple of the girls that turned me down in school want to holler at me now. And that sounds cliche, but that shit happens. It really does happen. So if you're really, you really feeling that person and they turn you down, wait it out. You never know, right? But don't wait for them. Just understand it's still a possibility, but at this time in your life, you just didn't mesh with that person. That's all. That's all. Don't take it a knock against you because you're fucking awesome. So that's dealing with the opposite sex. Dealing with work. You know, a lot of people work, and a lot of people strive to be the best at their job, or should at least. When I did used to work for people, yes, self-esteem. That's the ego. That's all tied in. Look, you got to know you're awesome. You don't need to. You can, but you don't have to go and pick out reasons why you're awesome. Because when you start doing that, you're dealing with your ego again. Just know that you're awesome. How are you awesome? Doesn't matter. I'm awesome, motherfucker. I'm awesome. Why are you worried about why I'm awesome? Why does it affect you to that point? I'm awesome. You feel me? So, I used to work for people. I've had jobs before. And on my last job, I was the best at what I did. And this was dealing, I worked at a bakery. We made pizza, pepperoni rolls and shit like that. And I was the best at doing everything, not just making the shit, but getting everything done first, properly, teaching other workers how to do certain shit, whatnot. Well, I got promoted to a little bit more of a better pay. That was fine. But then what happened was the new guy that just got hired in became my supervisor of my shift somehow, overlooking my seniority. Obviously, I was kind of salty, obviously. But I realized I have the power to decide what happens from here. Do I complain about it? Or do I keep working hard and hope for that promotion somehow? Or do I say, you know what? This shit shouldn't get me mad because this is their business. If they decide to hire somebody above me, they're able to because this is their own shit. So what did I do? I stopped working there and I opened my own business. And from my own business, I'm able to take care of my family and myself. So now I can't get mad because ain't nobody about to be higher than me. We all have the power to do whatever it is we want. And when it comes to work relations, you can get rejected from that promotion. You can not get hired. They can deny you on all accounts. It's up to you how you take that. It's always up to you. Every conversation we'll ever have, and any conversation you have with your family or friends, any any topic, it doesn't matter. Any topic. Remember, you have the power. It all comes back to you. So if you're talking to your girls like, yo, my man ain't shit, you have the power to leave that motherfucker. And vice versa, fellas. It's always up to you. That's how awesome you are. So failure is a lesson. Failure is a checkpoint to see where you're at. You succeed and you fail. That's the life cycle of action. But it's up to you how it affects you. You gotta understand, motherfuckers don't have to agree with you. Don't have to see things how you see them or anything. Believe what you believe, nothing. None of that. And that's fine because you don't have to do it either. So knowing that, when that point comes, that obstacle comes where you might fail, now you know a way not to fail. There's a lesson in that. Now you know this angle doesn't work as well as I thought it did. Failure is great. Failure is necessary. It's very necessary. It's more important than succeeding almost. Because in order to succeed, you have to fail. You have to fail. You're going to fail. I hope everybody just lives right and succeeds in every single thing they do, obviously. But I'm a realist. And realism is I could go outside and bust my ass. I know that because it's ice out. But am I going to sit there and blame the fucking ice? No. I'm going to laugh at myself and remember where that ice is and don't walk over there no more. You see how that goes? Strive to be the best you. And the best you is, I can't tell you. You have to break your ties with your ego. But once you do that, you'll see. I was right. You're fucking awesome. You're fucking awesome. Capable of everything. And have done everything. You just don't remember. So with that being said, that's all I wanted to speak on as far as the topic of, that's it, just failure. Be okay with failure. There's YouTubers that have like 40,000 viewers every stream. I don't sit here and be like, oh, fuck them. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get my weight up. Yeah, the life cycle of action, absolutely. With my daughters, because my son's only 9 months, but my daughters, they're fully comprehensible. They know how to do shit, they can do for self to an extent of a child. So when they attempt to do something that's difficult for them, and they say, Dad, can you help me? I say, no. Hell no, I'm not helping you do shit. Why? Because I want you to know that you can do it. If it's putting on a shirt, I don't give a damn what it is. Now, some things they might fail at, and I accept that, and I let them experience that because they need to know, okay, I tried to do it this way, it didn't work. And majority of the time, they figure it out without me helping them. And then I give them a high five and I tell them how awesome they are for doing that. But you have to go through these things. You have to go through these things. You have to be turned down. You have to be done dirty by your lover. You gotta. You don't have to, but it's a good lesson. Is my point. I've been cheated on and I've cheated. I was younger, and I was ready to, test out the waters with the females I wanted to test the waters with. You know, and I didn't realize at the time that I was hurting somebody. But I'm pretty sure that that female, being older now, hopefully, has learned from me doing her wrong. And vice versa. When the females did it to me, it was shitty. But I was more mature to understand, okay, this motherfucker got their own free will. They're gonna do what they do. It's up to me to either stay and grit it out with the negative energies or get further. I decided to get further, so but I understand that shit happens, man. I'm a realist. Shit happens. But it's all up to you. You gonna sit there, he cheated on me. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? You see how you're hurting yourself even more? That makes no sense. And my mom's single, so I've seen it. I've done it, experienced it as well. That motherfucker cheated on you because they wanted to. That motherfucker lied to you because they wanted to. That motherfucker stabbed you behind the back because they wanted to. That's a that's a free will action that they chose to do. So it ain't no accidents. Oh, we was drunk. Shut up. Because you're supposed to be more mature to understand you need to be around with who you need to be around when you're drunk or under any influence. You made a conscious decision to be around these groups of people, around this person specifically that you decided to go and fuck around with. That was a conscious decision. You used the liquor to ease it and make it easier for you. Fuck out of here. But I'm not gonna trip on you. I'm just like, oh, that's how you do? Okay, cool. I'm out. Because I have the power to let things affect me or not affect me. Stress, the world gets on you, life happens, bills need paid, food in the fridge, kids need this, family need that, blah, blah, blah. It's stressful. It gets stressful. And sometimes we try to overcompensate our own capabilities and try to stretch ourselves too far. Hell no. My friends and family know you better call on me when you really need to call on me. Don't call me for fighting. Don't call me for arguing. Don't call me for none of that shit because I have my own shit to deal with. So, in order to be real with you, I have to be real with myself. I can only stretch this far. I can't save all of y'all. I can't help everybody. So, I don't go out and try to overdo shit because now I'm adding stress to myself. I'm accepting the bullshit and then having to deal with the bullshit and then complain about the bullshit. No, I brought this upon myself, so I don't do that. I do what I can, and that's what I'm gonna do. If it ain't enough, it ain't enough. People say, maybe sometimes my all ain't enough. Ah, it's because you're dealing with fucking ego again. My enough is enough. You want to know how I know? Because I have a roof over my head, food in my belly, clothes on my back, kids are taken care of. Just because I can't help your ass, don't mean I can't do enough. And I'm not gonna tell myself I didn't do enough. Hell no. I did just enough. What are you talking about? Everybody needs help, right? So if I offer my hand and it ain't enough and you don't want to take it, that's on you. And if you do want to take it but complain about what I could do, it's still on you. Right, exactly, Queen. Exactly, Queen. Your all is always enough. Get out of here if you think otherwise. And if you do think otherwise, you need to come to my channel a little more often and we can talk. You know, whoever sees this, if you in a rut, let me know. We'll go live and we'll duke it out verbally and we'll get you together, man. Failure's necessary. Accept failure. Don't push failure away. Don't strive for failure, failing, of course. But when it does come, accept it. That's how you. This is the big deep science that the ancestors and the occults. This is what they're explaining because I study all of that. I've studied history my whole life, so one day we could do a history thing. One day we could do an occultic thing, but from knowledge and experience, wisdom. Everything that these teachings, these deep sciences, religions, whatever you want to go through, all they do is point right back to you. You just when it comes to religion, you need to know how to read, right? This is called being blind. Not literally not seeing, but not seeing what's right in front of you. That's blind. All the religions, all the occults, all the sciences come back to the person, you, me, how powerful we are. That's why I say it so much. Maybe I haven't broken it down to the science, but we can do that one day. It's all back to you. You're so powerful. Queen, you are so powerful. Especially the woman. The woman is the most powerful being. Period. From you, I came. He came, she came, they came. From you. You were the first God, quote unquote. You created me within your womb and brought life to me. You. You were my first doctor. When I was sick, you took care of me. You were my first, you were the first everything. When I was hungry, I got on my mom's titty and I ate. She fed me first. She took care of me first. She birthed me. She brought me into this world. The woman is the most powerful being on this planet. Period. Now, if we go into the genetics of it, XXXY, we're just a branch of you. We are literally, in the literal sense, the reflection of you. So as men, now let me take it to the men. As men, we fail when we don't uphold our queens. We don't protect, respect, and love our women. We don't listen to our women. We have to be the leaders. We have to use the machoism to dominate. We have to show our dominance. Get the fuck out of here with that. Because we failed too many times. When we came out and we were young men, we were shunned for certain things. We were told men are this type. Men have to have money. Men have to have cars. Men have to have houses. Men have to have all these material things. And it played on our head to where we did all those things and we attracted these certain type of women. And by doing so, that fucked our ego up. Now we reflect on our women, our self-esteem issues, our egos. I'm the head of the household. Y'all do what I say. I'll lead this family. No. Listen, I'm a man just like the next man. And yes, I lead my family. You know how I lead my family? By being balanced with my queen. As a man, your job is to be balanced with your queen and vice versa. And understand her importance. Understand when you're in the presence of a woman, you're in the presence of God. Period. Period. Your job is to maintain God, appreciate God, serve God. I'm not a religious person, so if you just tune in or just get to this point, I ain't speaking on the God we conceive as God, perceive as God. I'm speaking on the woman. My young queens downstairs, those are all gods. And anybody who steps in my house, the people who associate themselves with me and my family, know when they step in this house, because I've told them and I expressed to them the respect they have to come into my house with, that these young girls are queens. This woman is the queen. She sets the molding for the young queens. But my daughters know they're princesses at this point, and they know they will become queens. And they see how dad is. Dad does everything he needs to do. I don't worry about clothes. I don't worry about material things. In this household, shit like that doesn't exist. But this is what happens. As young men, we get an image, an idea instilled in us by our environment and the people to what a man is. And 9 times out of 10, I say 9 times out of 10 because there's always room for argument. The standard of a man is a European man standard. Obviously, you see, I'm not a European. So I'm going to have to point that out for the young black males as well. Listen, a man, in my opinion, so family, don't trip out on me. A man protects, and I'm not saying the female can't do this. I'm specifically just talking to men. A man protects, a man nurtures the queen, and provides. If we look into the animal kingdom, because we have to look at nature, so let's look at nature. The man, and we'll look at the lion. The lion, he don't do shit. He sit around, he eat, and he has sex. He eats, sleeps, and has sex. And he will help the lioness when necessary. That's the balance. The queen can do just as much as the king can do, and then some. And then some. So what the king do? Does what he's supposed to do. He protects. And he reproduces because he can. They understand the lineage. They understand bloodline. You might think just because we can't speak to animals that the animals don't speak. You ever seen a lioness go out to get some food? And guess what? My queen, she goes to get groceries. I bring them bitches in, and they're heavy, but she go get them. Just like the lioness goes, gets the food, brings it in. The lion helps when necessary. He knows his role. You look at birds, the same thing. The queen picks the male or the king, right? But the male has to have certain things depending on what animal we're talking about and shit like that. You look at the monkeys or apes, gorillas, whatever you want to do. Same thing, same fucking thing. They violent though. But this is the thing. So as young men, we get this image in our head of what a man's supposed to be. See that? Supposed to be. And we try to run with it, not understanding that even that image of what a man is was brought or was promoted by somebody through their opinion. So now we're just going off opinions on how we should be. You see how we lose touch with who we are through opinions? What's up? I seen you. Hold up. That's my dog. What's up, family? Nothing, just speaking with the queen. I'm glad you in here, man. Just speaking with the queen right now. Just chopping it up. And then on the flip side, we attract the opposite sex that bases their reality of men on what the opinion, the common opinion is. So we're only attracting people through opinion. Oh, you think a man's supposed to have Jordans? I got Jordans. Oh my gosh, he's a man. Because she thinks the same way. This isn't just for men, but this is where it comes from. We were just told this is what a man is. And that's it. And then we're told what a woman is. And so we go looking for somebody else's opinion of a woman. And we try to be somebody else's opinion of a man. You don't have to do that. The woman got it. The woman got it. She know what's up. The women, you see what I'm saying? The women, the queens, they know their self-worth. They're not going to look at a man wearing Gucci and Jordans and shit as a man because they're not basing their own understanding on that alone. The woman knows she's great. The queen knows she's great. She's the queen. She knows she could do this. She knows she could do that. She don't need you for this. She don't need you for that. And when men who think they're men because of opinion, they've matched up to their opinion. When they run into strong women, they get intimidated. They get scary. They don't know how to handle that. Oh, she can get her own money. She can get her own clothes. What does she need me for? That's because we're a little behind the 8 ball or whatever they say. So we'll go after the ones that are just as materialistic as we are just as egotistical as we are. That's why you see young couples having young babies, babies having babies. It's not only it's not only physical representations, it's mental too. Because if I trick this, I'm straight. I got you. So if we both don't know no better, we're good for each other. You get what I'm saying? And then the women do the same thing, yo. I've seen I see females talking about what they think a male is and what a female should be, based on just their opinion and the opinions that have been handed down to them. So you got people, superficial people, we'll call them, coming together, having shitty relationships. That's why the solid relationships, the old relationships they've been together 30, 40 years, that's because they know each other's balance. They are each other's balance. They have become each other's balance. They know it's not about the money. They know it's not about the cars, the clothes. It's not about none of that. It's about, are you a man? Drop your nuts, nigga. Are you a man? Well, what's a man? It depends on the person. To me, a man is truthful. A man gives respect as he gains respect. A man doesn't think in his ego. A man does what a man needs to do. If this shit need protected, you protect it. If this woman needs led, you lead. But you have to be knowledgeable. You have to be wise. You can't be a fool leading a woman. She ain't gonna come. She's not. Likewise with your homies. Look at your homies you keep. You're only good as company you keep, right? Well, if them motherfuckers ain't no good, say a lot about the energy you keep. And vice versa for the sexes, obviously. We're talking on both ends. I just want to talk on men. Because I just seen that shit. I seen it on Facebook. Facebook today. Some dude was calling women, black women, and men, but he made it a point to speak on black women as monkeys. Now this is a man speaking so lowly of the woman. Motherfucker, that's where you come from. We all came from a woman. All of us came from a woman. So just in that regard alone, you should have more respect for the motherfuckers that you call monkeys. That was today. Today it's only 1:30. I seen that at like 11, bro. Like I can't wake up. You know what I did? I unfriended them. I don't want that energy. These are superficial ideas. Yeah. I know what he was trying to say, but he was wrong. You can't associate black folks with monkeys in any way, but that ain't the point. The point is you talking down on women. Fuck is wrong with you? I don't care if the girl you're with, and this happened to me, so I always speak out of experience. I don't care if the woman you with and had sex with another dude while you was locked up. You might feel all type of fucked up ways about her. And that's all right. That's a normal reaction. You punch me in the face, I'm not gonna smile and turn the other cheek. I'm gonna be pissed. But it just because she did some bullshit like that doesn't mean you have to go on and disrespect her to the world. No, she did you dirty. You. She ain't do the world dirty. She did you dirty, motherfucker. Keep it between y'all. And if you ain't gonna keep it between y'all, don't keep it. Let it go. Move on. And that's what I did. I came out. I said, hey, yo, was you giving up the buns while I was out? Locked up and shit? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm out. But at that time, it was you out because that was my shit. Get out. I didn't call her no names. In my head and by myself, quietly, I did. Oh, this bitch thing. Filthy motherfucker. That's human to have that emotion. But how you handle the situation counts. That's where the maturity, the man versus boy comes in. I didn't disrespect her. Till this day, I don't disrespect her. And I still got to deal with her because we have a job together. So imagine that. But I don't disrespect her. I don't dog her. I don't do none of that. Why? Because she did me dirty and she was able to. She took it upon herself to make that decision. I took it upon myself to make a decision to get away from that. Everybody has that power. Mentally, you got to be stronger though. Because as a man, you have to have wisdom. You have to have a wise dome. You have to understand there's levels. I might start out at a hoe phase. I was young, dumb, ready to hit up some buns. That's your hoe phase. Hopefully you get out the hoe phase. But from the hoe phase, You start to mature. And with this ascension in maturity, you start becoming wise and understanding. And then eventually you're up here like, okay, people gonna be people and I'm gonna be me. Everybody doesn't agree, and that's fine. You have to accept these things. People have their own shit to do. They have their own perception of life. If it doesn't match up, oh, I know she regrets it. I know she regrets it. I know for a fact she regrets it, but hey, it is what it is. Men have to start understanding the power of the queen. Not that bitch, not that hoe over there, none of that bullshit. I'm talking women and queens, not bitches and hoes. There's levels to this shit. I'm talking about women and queens. Women and or queens. Same thing. Once you understand, first of all, this woman you're talking about or looking at is the creator of all life. Can you create life? No. You can only help her create life. She's the powerful one. You're here to protect that, to hold that down, to keep that rooted. Yep. All things. You have the power to make it disappear or to continue to let it be. So men, young men who see this, first thing I would advise you guys, if you're young, I'm 30. I'm not saying I'm old or nothing like that. I'm just saying I'm 30. I'm not no young man anymore. But the first thing I would advise any young man who may come across this or who needs to see some shit like this is to look at the company you keep. I know you might think, well, shouldn't I look at myself first? No, you have to see what you're attracting. That way, when you do break down yourself first, you have these examples of all the bullshit. My homies like to kick it, smoke weed, party, fuck females, leave females. This is the cycle of my homies, right? They might go to work, but they really have no goals. Okay, so I see that my company that I keep isn't the greatest. Well, let me sit down with myself and see what about myself is tied or connected to them. Well, when I kick it with them, I feel comfortable because we kicking back, relaxing. And you know, dudes like to talk shit about females anyway. Talk about who they fucked and da da da. That's okay. That's fine. But it's the actions of the people around you. You know, the company you keep. If it's all fucked, that's why I'm by myself. Because I had homies that was too emotional. I had homies that were liars. I had a bunch of homies that was just different that I didn't need around me. So I dropped them. So young men, look at the company you keep. Because when you go out and about, even if you ain't with them, people that know you associate with them, and these friends of yours are shitty people, they're judging you like that. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm telling you what's happening. So look at the company you keep. Okay? Then reflect upon yourself. You use the keyword had, past tense, so don't be ashamed anymore. And don't be ashamed in general. That's what I'm saying. Let go of all that type shit. Accept everything. I had shitty friends. I don't regret none of them. None of them. I still talk to a couple of them. Don't kick it with them, but I still talk to them. They never did me dirty as far as they went out their way to do me dirty. Subconsciously they did by allowing the fuck shit to continue while I'm amongst them. But I took it upon myself to get out of that. But look at the company you keep. Look at yourself. Break yourself down. Now when you look at the dynamics of the sexes, you versus a female or a female versus a man, understand what you're saying when you're interacting with these motherfuckers. Having a conversation with a person will tell you so much. People expose themselves just by doing this. So hold a conversation with a motherfucker. Do that a couple times with them. You know, you ain't got to go straight for the puss. Have a conversation. Have multiple conversations. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the picnic just to conversate, eat, enjoy the weather. You don't have to take it back to the house and get some pussy. You ain't gotta do all shit like that. See, that's lower self thinking. Just conversate, talk. You build a better relationship by having a conversation with somebody than you do with the actions you involve yourself in. Because me and the homies could go do some fuck shit together, but then the homie could turn around and do me in. You see what I'm saying? A person can lie to me verbally, right? But if I'm talking to this person, shit ain't gonna add up. This conversation we having right now, I could have lied through this whole thing, right? But the next conversation I have, I might forgot that I fucking lied to you and slipped up. If you're paying attention to the conversation for real, you'll catch it. You see what I'm saying? So have a conversation with people. People will tell you a lot about themselves. You build energy that way, or you destroy energy that way. Because if y'all ain't meshing, then y'all ain't meshing. But you're gonna get it off a conversation. So conversate with a few women or young men, depending on what sex you are. It ain't gotta go straight to puss. I remember when I was young, I was horny. It is what it is. But I had to learn afterwards. I had to learn through it. You know what I'm saying? To experience. Okay, I've had enough of that. It's great. I love it. I like it. It's beautiful. All that good shit. But it's not beneficial to me right now. I'm trying to get myself elevated and matured. I want to set the standard for my sons. I want to set the standard for young men because I see that young men right now like to have pants hacked off their ass, all the new clothes, all the stereotypical things that are promoted through media, all types of media, is where we're at right now. And you have both sexes, this generation of young people and a lot of older people too, still haven't got out of it, are still under the hypnosis of all the propaganda that's been given to us. You know, I was once that guy, sagging pants, boots on, hoodie up, weapons with me, ready for whatever, selling drugs, selling women, doing a bunch of shit. That's why I sit here with y'all. I'm not perfect. And I'm gonna tell you everything I did because we family and I'm gonna talk to y'all like that. I'm gonna talk to y'all like I talk to the homies. Why? Because I can. I'm not ashamed of anything. That deals with ego. I'm not ashamed of shit. I'm not ashamed of shit because it taught me. Going upside that dude's head cost me my freedom. So I know, look, I'm not just gonna be going across niggas' head no more. Selling women. That's 35 years for each female. I'm not trying to go to jail and money is not worth it. So I stopped doing that shit. Plus, obviously, understood how important and how great the female being is. And I can't disrespect women if I come from a woman. It doesn't make sense. I done beat I done beat niggas up for disrespecting their girlfriends. Like, bruh, you spit on her. Now I'm gonna beat you up. So, young men, understand that being a man has nothing to do with if you're in a high position at a job, if you have a pocket full of money. It's not about all the materialism, the clothes. It's not about none of that shit. It ain't about none of that shit. And if you're attracted to females like that, it's because they have the same misinformation about themselves. So we have to get rid of all this ego-based I am shit. I am the fucking CEO of Walmart. I didn't ask you that. What kind of man are you? Uh, I'm clean. I got my own spot. Oh, that's dope. I didn't ask you what you had though. Ask what kind of man you was. Um, wait a minute. I got you. Hold on. I can fight real good. Yeah. You see my tattoos? I'm a man. Once again, I didn't ask you what you had. Same for the females. What type of female are you? What do you look for in a man? This is conversation. See what I'm saying? This is simple conversation. You can highlight any female at Walmart and pop open a conversation real quick, or the mall and pop open a conversation. Talk. Get to know one another. Speak to other men. Speak to other men. Men that have high standards in the community. Men who are respected in the community for the right reasons. Talk. Just have a conversation with them. Like I said, I started my path of knowledge and understanding of self, because an elder put me in check. Now, if it was an old motherfucker, I wouldn't have listened to him, but it was somebody I respected as a man, even though I was a young man doing young knucklehead nigga shit. When you're in the presence of a man, you'll know that. When you're in the presence of a woman, you know that. When the people around me are around me, they know that. That's why shit doesn't go the same way in my household that it might go at their household. Like at their house, you can cuss all day you want. Me, for the most part, because I'm human too, I don't cuss up a storm around these children. So when you walk in here, and even if you didn't know, and you did that in front of my children, I'm checking you, not in a violently aggressive manner. Obviously not. That's not respect. There's no respect in there. I'm gonna check you right there on the spot, like, yo, we don't do that in this house, and you have no choice but to respect that, or get out. And I don't say that part, but by being the man, by checking shit in, that's not with the vibrations of your household, they have to go along with it because they're here. They can get out, and they know that, so they decide, my bad, out of respect. It's a respect thing. See, I can come at anybody with respect, and some people will take it as me trying to put them in line, like I'm their boss. No. If you do some fuck shit as a man, as a woman, as a person, I'm supposed to check that shit in. You don't stab anybody in the back, and you always keep it G. You always tell the truth. Why? Because then you have to lie again, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and then you forget a lie. So just keep it G up front. Hey, yo, did you take this? Yeah, my bad. My daughters, when they do some fuck shit, I'm like, yo, did you do this? And as a kid, they were like, but then like, yeah, they tell the truth. And 9 times out of 10, they straight. But these are the things I wanted to talk about. It went from talking about failure, and we just moved into this because I'm seeing this shit. I'm seeing people judge other opposite sexes off opinions, which is judgment. You shouldn't judge in the first place. So I see it all the time, and it just irks me, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck if you got some meat on your bones as a female. I really don't. That little pudge is sexy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. If you tall, that's great. That means you got legs for days. Like, it doesn't matter. If you short, that's cute. I'm just saying, family. We gotta realize the bullshit that we accepted, and how it creates our false reality. Look, a woman is the greatest thing on this planet. A woman can do exactly everything a man can do. We are the reflections of the woman, not the other way around. All their shit is inverted, internal. Everything they have, we have, just flipped out. We are literally a reflection of the woman. They have titties that give milk. We just got nips. That's all we got. But we have the same thing. They have the clitoris, the uterus, all that, the fallopian tubes. We have the same shit. It's just the other way around. Their clitoris, their clit, is our penis. Fallopian tubes, that's the balls and shit. That's it. We are the same. Just a reflection. XX, XY. The Y being you put that little line right there, it's an XX. But it's not because we're male, obviously. So we are a reflection of the woman. Understand how great the woman is. As a young man, if I would have realized how great and magnificent the woman is, I probably wouldn't have treated women the way I treated women. And I would have probably had a different perspective of myself than I have now. But the females I was dealing with hadn't come into their womanhood yet. They were still young ladies, as I was a young man. But from those experiences, I developed some false idea of what a female is and attracted that. It wasn't until my reality changed with a woman that I understood, yo, females are dope. Not sexually dope, but dope as in awesome. And so that kind of changes your reality build around the genders. I knew because I was thinking a man was a certain way, I was attracting a certain type of woman, female. And it wasn't until I got in order with myself as the male, as man, that I start uh, attracting likewise energies from the opposite sex. You know? So all men need to understand that masculinity is being extinguished. Soon motherfuckers like me is really gonna be odd as fuck. Because they want you to be pacifist. They want you to be submissive and not manly, no testosterone in your shit. That's why you see all these dudes wearing purses and dresses but got Timberland boots on and tattoos everywhere. And you see the one video of the big white dude who walked into the store and got mad because everybody called him a dude. But he had this little person he was talking about, he was a female. And then you get on the rappers and shit, they wearing dresses and shit. And you look on television shows and you got black men, white men having sex. You know, it's just weird. It's just weird. This gender termination, this just extermination is real, bro. And you got females being nothing but hot in the pants, dressing like hoes, and then get mad when dudes treat them like that, or anything of that nature. Like, and in the television shows, the female is only looking for the man in power. So now we think we have to have power to be men. It's craziness, bro. It's craziness. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So we have to just be able to look and find the bullshit and realize the effects and that it's not true. It's just bullshit. And get out of that. And so I did a video on ego, and the way you figure out who you are is by figuring out who you are not. Right? A man doesn't wear dresses. Bruh, we know that. Purses. We don't do shit like that. Men aren't supposed to do like female shit, or you'd be a female. Motherfuckers cutting their dicks off to be women and getting implants and just wild shit, bro. And I'm like, look, to me, because I know there's another male in this room right now. To me, personally, to me, and excuse my language, queen, but I have to express myself the way I express myself. To me, I love my dick. I'm sorry. I do. I love my dick. It's a part of me. I am a male. I'm supposed to have that. I'm not about to go to no doctor and what? Listen, when I go to the doctor and I get my exams and shit done and whatnot, I don't like when they do anything near this area. So I'm damn sure not going to no doctor to have them cut it off. I'm not. That's crazy to me. Like, bruh, I don't even have nightmares that scary. So, but it's all due to the programming. It's all due to the hypnosis. The hottest motherfuckers is the weirdest motherfuckers, right? Music industry, the hottest rappers and singers or whatnot express a lot of sexuality in some form or fashion. Fuck bitches, get money, materialism and ego. Then you have the females on the flip end dancing to that music that's calling them bitches, shaking their asses for everybody to that music calling them bitches, twerking and doing videos while the kid is right next to them. But then it gets even deeper with the females, because then you'll be in a group of females and you'll hear females call each other bitch like it's the word friend or something. You see the fucked up programming? Because it's like this. Okay, I was raised with women, by women, and majority of my household is women. When my lady comes, her female cousins come over and shit, all I hear is bitch, 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 you know? But if I were to wait for that conversation to stop and then walked in the room like, what's up, bitches? I'm getting jumped. Brothers and uncles as well, I'm getting jumped. But hold up. y'all was just calling each other bitches. And y'all was dancing to the music that was calling you bitches the whole time. What's the difference between that and me saying it? Because I'm physically here and you can't beat that nigga up that said it on the song? You wouldn't beat him up in the first place. You probably throw your panties up on the stage and shit. See the mental fuck? This is the mental fuck. If you respected yourself enough, wouldn't nobody be calling you bitch. But if you understood the importance of it, then like I said, they don't do a lot of that shit in front of the kids. You know, for the most part, when we're around the kids, we're chilling and shit like that, or they are. But I just want you to notice the mental fuck we've gone through. Females shaking their ass to music that's calling them bitches, calling each other bitches, dressing like hoes, but don't want to be seen as a hoe. See how backwards all that was? And then you got the men who don't know shit about themselves in general. And you can't even say, well, you know, most men who have father figures grow up to be men. No, because if their daddy was a punk ass, they gonna grow up to be some punk asses too. Let's be real with this. I didn't grow up with a dad. That's not a boohoo story. I really don't care. I didn't boohoo as a young man either, because my mom was a motherfucking queen, and she handled that shit, and didn't never put me in a position to be like, what about it? And she never put me in that position, so it never crossed my mind. She understood the dynamics of what could be, but I didn't grow up with no dad. So the excuse of I didn't have a father figure around. Listen, your dad was a young man too, and if he didn't learn what he needed to learn, he ain't gonna put it in you. That shit rhymed, because it makes sense like that. It's not about having a father figure around. It's not about none of that shit. It's about knowing the value of self and the value of your reflections. Or, in this case, the woman, because I'm a male. When you understand those, you build your maturity, your comprehension, your understanding, your wisdom. It doesn't take a father figure. It doesn't take a mother figure. Shut the fuck up. I mean, those help tremendously. But even that is, it's questionable because you don't know what type of mom you have. You don't know what type of dad you have. I know a lot of moms. I know a couple moms that are still stuck in the 20s. I know a lot of dads who are still stuck in their 20s. Babies having babies. Young people having babies. They haven't even figured themselves out. But they know how to raise a kid. Get the fuck out of here. You know what their excuses are? Oh, at least my baby got clothes on his back, food in his stomach, house over his head, or some type of shelter over his head. Bitch. And I'm not talking to females, I'm just saying, bitch. Nigga, what? That's basic survival shit. What are you talking about? Because if you ain't have kids, that's all you would do for yourself. You ain't raised yourself in the context you're trying to give it to me. No, you just living, motherfucker. That's not raising. That's just living. Raising is instilling the proper food in them. Not food, but food for thought. You can't build their foundation for them, but you can give them the measurements. You can give them the blueprints to build that. That's raising a child. The children are our future, they say. How the fuck are the children our future if we're destroying shit? Mentally, environmentally, and physically. Where the fuck is the future at? Can Dr. Manhattan come out of some ultimate dimension and come just give us a new future? No. So you gotta raise your child, not just watch the motherfucker grow up. Yo, I'm gonna just have these babies, and when he's hungry, I'm gonna feed him. And when it's cold, I'm gonna put some clothes on him. And when it's raining, I'm gonna make sure we're in the house. That's dope. That's good. Good job. Awesome. Awesome. But what happens after that? After the child had to grow up around mommy watching love and hip hop and calling each other bitches and dressing like hoes and twerking and weird shit. And then whatever dude you got coming around or the dude that you've kept around, he ain't shit. What are you doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Funny thing is about that, because this goes back to genetic information. Shit can be passed down. I ain't never met my dad, or I ain't never been around my dad for a full length of time. But my mom, swear to God, I have characteristics of him, right? So you're gonna have traits, right? So I'm a young father. I get with a young woman, and we're young ourselves. We have a young child. Well, if my dad wasn't shit, my mama wasn't shit. Possibly, I'm gonna get some of those traits. So my ego is already saying that I'm raising this child, right? But then my other piece of ego from my parents, the traits they gave me, that part of my ego, is telling me I'm doing it right as well. So I'm reinforcing through false drivers a false reality. So my kid is going to grow up with those same false assumptions and build themselves out of that bullshit. You see what I mean? And hopefully they come across people that are legit and can change that. But if not, you're going to get your everyday run of the mill fuck up to some degree. So raising children takes more than just the simple basic survival things. It's survival skills. But that ain't shit. Raising them, putting proper food in them, proper information, proper knowledge, proper wisdom, and understanding that you give them all that and they can still fuck up. That's true. But they have a better chance of not fucking up than this little fuck up that was raised by two other little fuck ups. See what I mean? It's just simple. It's just simple. But it all starts with self. You have to know self. You have to understand what your gender implies. Like the woman is water, right? Water is the feminine. I'm just giving you some game now. This just a jewel for the day type shit. The woman is fire, water. The man is fire. The penis, the phallus. This is all symbology. I'm just giving y'all symbology. The phallus, that strong God rod is what I call mine. God rod. Just the penis, the phallus, is fire. And the womb, the woman, the womb of the woman, the vagina, the vagina, the vagina, like vegetable vagina, because grown folk talk. But she's water. Within her womb, you come from her waters, right? Well, in the sex perspective, the man is the dominant. Just in the perspective of machoism and shit like that, and the female being fragile and shit like that, right? You would think that being the dominant, you can dominate the female. But let your umph get hard and you go in to handle that business with her. She extinguishes that motherfucker and it goes down, right? This shows you the power of the female in a physical manner. Water can do away with fire anytime it wants. Water can also shape rocks when it wants. This is the female. Bionic Toaster, what's up, family? How you doing? Not everyone should have children. Not everyone needs to have children. Because this goes back into the video I did yesterday, the create, destroy. Too many people, not enough resources. That's just one way to look at it. And everything you just missed kind of pretty much will go with that. Right, little fuck ups having little fuck ups. That's what I was just talking about. So imagine me in my lower self, in my lower times, having a child. Whoa. Whoa. And once again, I'm not gonna speak no nothing on his mama. But just imagine if I was a fuck up. Well, you ain't gotta imagine that shit. I was a fuck up. a fuck up. But imagine me having a child when I was in the essence of my lower self. Luckily, I had, I can't even say I had the kid because his mama did, but if my energy, frequency, and vibration was still at a lower self when we came together and had the moment to make the child, then my son would be a fuck up. Most likely he'd have some fucked up tendencies. And he doesn't. He is a great young man. He's a very great young man. And I want to say I'm proud of my son. Well, yeah, I'm proud of my son. But I'm not surprised, if that makes sense. I'm not surprised he's a good kid. Because I already had the ingredients within myself to give him those traits. And his mom's influence, obviously. But we have to know ourselves. We have to understand ourself, our gender. And we definitely have to know the opposite gender. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. You have to know self first, the power of self, and then you have to at least understand the opposite sex. I understand that the woman can do anything I can, and the woman is much, 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 much more stronger than a man is. I understand that. I understand my importance as well, but I understand the female importance even better. Like I said, I was raised with women. I know the tendencies of women. I know the emotional degrees of women. Is it always new with y'all? Oh, of course. You're emotional creatures. You're water. Water can be balanced and smooth. But if you throw a little tiny pebble in that motherfucking water, it's going to cause a ripple effect. It's going to cause a ripple effect. It might not be the biggest, but it's going to cause one. That's representing the woman. That's why water is woman. Because you have different degrees of emotions. Y'all think on a whole different scheme. Y'all think on a higher degree when you tap into your womanhood than any other female. And men, being the fire to set spark to the darkness of the womb, creates life. Or on a simple, basic 101 alchemy level, the fire, the God rod, and the dark waters, the primordial waters, come together to create the element carbon, or man. So it's between these two that we create. But she is the one who creates. She brings life, or gives, or takes life. And the way she takes life is by closing her legs. If all the women on this planet were just to shut their legs, we'd be screwed. Because I don't know any homosexual couple that, and I don't want to go to this degree, but y'all gonna get my point. I don't know. Oh my gosh, you see how cold I am? Caught my shit. Tried to get me. Y'all don't like what I'm saying now, huh? Okay. But I don't know any homosexual couple that can have their type of intercourse and produce a baby. Just be a little. I ain't gonna do it. But I can't. It's the woman. And off the basis of I decide who lives or dies, she is powerful. Not only that, she fed the world. These are here for a reason. She fed the world. The woman is the greatest thing on the planet. But only if she's a woman, a queen. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Everything. Exactly. Queen, you still here? I know she at work. But the queen is definitely in here. And we had a nice build. And that's all I have to say as far as me. Why everybody want to hit me up now? He said my mom's a tsunami. Hey man, straight up though. It's from her waters we are born. If you watch my video on, I got videos for days. Y'all just need to one day just sit back and watch. I'm not even trying to promote myself like that. I'm really not. But y'all, I hit up on all these points and a lot of points in my earlier videos that I started doing. I came out with the knowledge. We are purifiers with the fire. There you go. But none of it matters without the waters, the primordial waters. None of it matters. Doesn't matter how strong my fire is, or how big my God rod is, or how small my God rod is. None of that matters. And this is out of ego. I'm out of ego with these things we're talking about. None of it matters without the woman. None of it. At a point in time of on this planet, women were able to reproduce by themselves. That sounds odd as fuck. But if you look into it, what book is that? Look on my video that I did that just shows all my books. It's on there. Biology 101 or Molecular Biology. It's one of those two. Biology for Dummies. All for Dummies books are the greatest books to get. They're the greatest books to get. I'm just going to say that now. Math for Dummies, Spanish for Dummies, whatever the fuck. For Dummies, those books are the best books to get. But yeah, the women can do without us. We can't do without the woman. Yep. Yep. So we have to understand as men, this is how you understand yourself. This is just one aspect, is to understand the power of the woman. Yeah, right. Let that simmer. They don't need us for shit. They don't need dick. They got dildos now. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to X the man out as much as possible because masculinity is scary to the world. When you have men, yeah, the queen is here. I know you here, queen. I just wanted to let it be known to the other men in here that there's a queen in here that can correct me if I'm wrong. If my phone farted, I don't think my phone. No, I don't think my phone farted, G. But that's the first aspect of self for men and for women. Understand the power of the opposite, right? For women, understand the power of man, and vice versa. Then self-reflect, or check out your company you keep. Then self-reflect, because all this is because of you. You're drawing in this reality. You're creating this reality. You're drawing in these energies and giving out certain energies. Sit back with yourself, figure out what type of energy person you are. It's easy to say I give off good energy. I can say that all day. I can say it with a smile. I can say it next to somebody smiling. You don't know what the fuck he's smiling for, but I can say, look, see, I give off great energy. And then as soon as I click this off, oh, absolutely, queen, absolutely, I already know. But I could click this fucking stream, be over, and go do some real fuck shit. And then come back on and smile like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. But this is what you guys got to do. You have to self-reflect with yourself. And keep it real with yourself. If you got some fuck shit tendencies, well, you got to call them bitches out. You got to put them bitches in check. If you got any flaw, or not flaws, but any negative energy that you keep and give, you have to get rid of it. By understanding who you are, you got to understand who you are not. Everything you think you are not, because you think you are. That's ego-based. Just be. I love the woman. Personally, I love black women. That's I've said in multiple videos, I'm black first. I love black women. Do I disrespect any other? No, fuck no. Because it all still comes back to the woman, regardless. Preference. I like black women. I was raised by black women. I come from a black woman. I'm with a black woman. I have black children. I love the black woman. You could love the yellow woman. The green, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. None of that matters. That's all division. It comes back to understanding how important the woman is. By understanding how important the woman is, you then understand how important you are in the aspect of the dynamics of gender or sex or man. I just want y'all to be great. I want y'all to know how great you are. But god damn, there's so much fuck shit going on. So many things that stop you to prevent that. That's why I started this stream on speaking on failure. Only a queen can do it. Only, only a, a hoe, a bitch. They both can have babies, and these are different levels. And the reason why there are different levels is because it takes different experience, wisdom, knowledge to get to these different levels. A young woman who's hot in the pants isn't necessarily a hoe or a bitch. It's not until she makes it her lifestyle. Because if we get into the technical aspects, I'm just about to chop it up with y'all like regular folks now. We ain't about to get into no deep shit for a quick second. But if we get into it, a hoe uses sex to make money, right? A young hot in the pants little rat, thought, whatever the new terms are, they just fucking the fuck, right? So there's a difference between those two. I'm just being petty now, people, to bring some positive giggles to the conversation. You know what I mean? But there's definitely a difference between a young woman and a woman, or else you wouldn't be a young lady. You just go straight into womanhood. It don't work like that. It's like school, progression of knowledge, progression of experience, wisdom. These things. You want to progress. You don't want to stay stagnant. Right. That's what we was talking about. Exactly. It's okay to be a hoe. It's okay to be a feminine man. It's okay to, they're pushing certain agendas because they don't want the man and the woman to come together because that's a powerful thing. That is a powerful, powerful thing. If a man and a woman or a king and a queen come together because they're going to raise royalty just like that. They don't need that. They need people to stay under their power. And when I say they, I'm talking, there's groups of people that are in power. We could say Rothschilds and all that. We can do all that all day. Doesn't matter. Just because we know who they are and don't do shit about it. Know who they are and do something about it. Respect yourself. Respect the woman. And I keep saying the woman because I'm a man. I respect all men too. Young men too. I don't respect any street cats. Oh, okay, I know what you heard. I got you, Bionic. I got you. No, my phone ain't far. It's on vibrate. It's on vibrate. I just got why you would say that. No, G. It's on vibrate. And everybody want to hit me up on Facebook now. But if you go to the About section of my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find how to get a hold of me on Facebook and how to get a hold of me on Instagram as well. For any questions, any ideas, any of that, just hit my inbox. I'm open to dialogue with the family at all times. At all times. Whatever time it is, I'm right there with you. As long as I'm, Hey, I won't say I'm getting famous. I will say I'm getting the attention that I'm giving off, you know. Cause I watch YouTube, I'm in YouTube world, I watch gamers, I watch uh, bodybuilding, I watch a little bit of everything. I watch lectures, I do it all. I watch a lot of shit. But I see what's going on. If you look in the chat, sometimes the chat be toxic as fuck, and you could just use that as an example. Just people in the chats, or the people that you're watching. You feel me? And then you turn on Facebook, and then you turn on the TV, and you just see it everywhere. It's like, damn, it's so much lower self, egotistical, just bullshit everywhere. That a solid conversation like we're having is scarce nowadays. A lot of people only have surface knowledge, right? Like you could talk to a motherfucker that proclaimed to know some shit about some shit and really talk to them and then come to find out they only knew the surface level of that, but propagated to you like they was all knowing or some shit. Hell no. Hell no. Or you're going to talk to people who are only going to give you their opinions and how they perceive things strictly. That's it. Well, you coulda, you shoulda. Why you ain't? Like, bitch, I'm just trying to have a regular conversation, and you trying to tell me what to do. Ain't nobody asked you that. We having a simple conversation. Or you'll have a conversation with somebody, and they don't know shit except for what the new gossip trend is. That's all they know. Or that's all they want to talk about. Oh, did you see how, yup, and then, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. What do you, I appreciate you wanting to talk to me, but we ain't talking about nothing. Did you see what the Kardashians did? Did you see what that rapper did? Did you see what that rapper said? Who gives a fuck? Because that's what I just said. Who gives a fuck? Do you think there's anybody around the world be like, did you hear what King said? He said who gives a fuck? No. Because it don't matter. What matters is the proper information, proper knowledge. Can we sit back and have a conversation? Yeah, because I can sit here, spark my rolled up cigarette, and we can clown. We can clown all day. We ain't really even got to talk about shit because it's always about energy, how you present whatever you're presenting. Like if I'm sitting here with a motherfucker who don't know shit about shit and we just chopping it up, that's fine. Because it doesn't call for you to know anything about anything. We just talking like friends do, like family do. It's not until you like, oh, you on that type of shit? See, then I got a problem. What you mean that type of shit? Oh, you on that Muslim shit? I always get that. That's why I use that. Why am I? What you talking about? Oh, you're always posting about black people. So what does that have to do with Muslim? Why couldn't that be Christian shit or Buddhist shit? Like you could get to. I'm just saying you get to see where people's heads are. And the way I am, I've been like this. So people didn't call me Christian Muslim. They didn't call me Muslim. And I'm trying to put the connection together. Like, do you associate promoting black people with being Muslim? Or do you associate Muslims with just strictly black folks? Because either way, you're misinformed. But the fact that you wanted to say it like that and try to impose it on me, now that rubs me the wrong way. Now, if you were to ask me, what type of shit you be on? We can break that down. It's just ego, self, ego. It all plays back into that. Everything comes back to you. That's the power. And that's what I was telling the queen before we got deep into this. All the deep sciences, all the religions, all the stories of the religions, all the deep sciences, the ancient sciences, everything comes back to you. It's talking about you. You thinking it's talking about Jesus and Joseph and Mary and no, that's all symbolic. It's talking about you. Why? Because you're great. Can I walk on water? No. So what did they mean? They mean exactly what they said, but we're deaf, dumb, and blind. It said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it really doesn't matter. But they said Jesus walked on water. I believe they said Jesus walked on water or God. At one point they were the same or some shit. It doesn't even matter. But they said Jesus walked on water, and then another motherfucker tried it and he sank. Right? They wasn't talking about a motherfucker literally walking on water. What's wrong with you? Not y'all. Y'all my family. They talking about the Son of God. You see that sun outside? Have you ever looked at a sunset? Where does sunset be? On the water. That's Jesus, the Son, walking on water. Come on, people. Basic comprehension. And who are we? Son children. Why are we son children? Because doesn't the sun feed us, keep us where we need to be? Without the sun, everything would be fucked. If the sun just went away for the whole day, shit would go bonkers. So it's talking about you. You are a reflection of the sun. Like, bruh. And God said, let us make man in our image. Well, we know God isn't a physical being. So what is this talking about? There's elements that makes man. And I just broke that down to you to a basic degree. The primordial darkness of the womb, or the black womb, and the fire, the light within the darkness. Those are the parents. That's the us in the Bible. And the man is the carbon produced from that. You are the reflection of quote unquote gods. Gods, plural, because it takes masculine and feminine. So let us make man. And I didn't mean to get into a religious push on that real quick, but I just wanted you to know how everything is talking about you. You are the you are the center of the universe. You are the universe. So self-realization, self-love, self-appreciation, self-understanding, and you could be as great as you want to be, or you could be as shitty as you want to be. Still, you have the power because you are a powerful people. But you're not a man, a powerful man without a powerful queen. But you'd have to understand the queen first and respect and love and appreciate the queen first. I don't know how this turned into like praising the woman, but I have no problem with doing so. I praise my mother. That's my God. That's my creator. You know, I praise my queen that I'm with now because she created. We created, but she created and birthed three more gods or four gods. So just appreciate yourself. You see how it always comes back to you, man. My conversations can go all the way to fucking Australia and then come right back to how awesome you are. Because you're fucking awesome. And I appreciate you. And I hope you appreciate yourselves. But don't just appreciate yourself. Don't just say you appreciate yourself. Don't just say you're awesome. Just to say it and know it. Say it and know it. Know you're fucking awesome. Know that you have to see all the bullshit propagated to your subconscious. It's even in the video games. The video games like Call of Duty and Resident Evils and whatever game you fucking can think of, for the most part, promotes violence. Violence. Call of Duty is nothing but violence because it's based on war. War isn't always a gory gunshot, helicopter, big ass machine gun and tanks. I explained that. What the fuck? I need to get some chapstick. But war is mental. So if you're playing the game and you're looking and they're blowing people up, yeah, you see the physical war, but you're unaware of the subconscious war that's going on. Because it's going on while you play the game. Kids play games. And then they got it on Game Boys and shit. And whatever the other shit is in the hands. Because it's a new neighborhood. So I'm watching my neighbors. I'm trying to get a feel for how they operate. I seen myself too, and I'm like, damn, you look wild as shit. But I can't help it. You see, I just did it again. But even the mental war, you ain't shit for that. You ain't shit for that. I can't help it. I want to know. I want to know. What do they do? What do they look like? But yeah, man. The war is mental. The war is spiritual. The war is everywhere. But please find yourself and realize you are awesome. You're great. And you will be great forever, man. As long as you want to be. You have the power to do anything. In alchemy, they say to turn lead into gold. You could do anything. You could do anything. You could be anything. Just be. Accept it. Which is God. Quote unquote. Which is you, which is everything, which is all, which is nothing, and nothing is something, which is a part of the all. You are that. You are it. You are fucking amazing, man. Every day you wake up, I'm amazing. I get to wake up. I get to be. I get to exist. I get to, either way I don't exist, but I get to be here, enjoy this while it's here. I have the power to make it a great day. I have the power to make it a bad day. I have the power to be a good person or a bad person, an ignorant person or a wise person, a helper or a builder or a destroyer. You feel me? You have that power. Why is everybody trying to fuck with me right now, though? Leave me alone. Oh, shit. Okay, well, family, I got a shake cake. It's like vacate, but I said shake cake. What? I gotta dip up out of here. I gotta go handle some business. I need to get some shit together for this house, this family. Gotta tend to the children. The children. No, no D. Just children. And I gotta take more notes. I got shit to do, man. And I think my next video, I'm gonna introduce you to my Bible. Remind you, Bible is a book. And we just gonna dig in my Bible a little bit, see what's in there. So, till next time, possibly even today. I might see y'all later, but if not, I'm with you in spirit. This your man King saying peace when we're together. Chaos when we're not. This is the sign for division and victory. Pick up a book, gain some knowledge, spread some positivity. And if you're having a bad day, make it a good one because you can. And remember, you're fucking awesome. Till next time, family. Peace.